welcome back to the very first LEGO Star Wars 2014 set review, guys. And this time we have the Death Star Troopers Battle Pack. It's number 75034. It's ages 6 to 12, and it has 83 pieces. It comes with 4 minifigures, and it's a pretty decent battle pack. It's going to be retailing for $12.99 in the US when it is released. So yeah. Alright, so basically what we got going on here is 2 Death Star Troopers and 2 Royal Guards. These 2 guys right here are brand new. The Royal Guards are new versions. However, I think the new versions aren't so great. And also, you know, something new with the battle pack is the new blasters. Are they good? Yes. But I would say more definitely made for kids. I can totally see the playability out of them. And the weapons I'm referring to are these little weapons right there. Alright, so without ado, guys, let's get into it. Alright, so here are the Death Star Troopers. I think that is their name. I'm sure they have some kind of Imperial officer, like specific name, but I'm pretty sure there's Death Star Troopers. And so they have a brand new helmet mold, and there's actually some blue and red printing right there, some silver printing on the side. Looks very nice. Here is the new blaster. Now the way the blaster, here, I'll show you. It's this Lego peg stud, and there's another piece in here that I'm gonna try to get out. Alright, well, I can't really get it out, but once you put it in, you can't really get it out. Anyhow, there's this other piece that you can kind of see it's just snapped in there, and it just moves around like that, and then the blaster's just all one piece. And the way this works is you just put the peg on like that, and then you can shoot the figures. Now, LEGO gives you like a bunch of extra studs, so if you lose one, you have a lot of extras. Anyhow, back to the minifigure. Great new leg printing, love it. There's the face, and I was actually quite frankly surprised about the face. It's not a double-sided face actually. Here, I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about. Great torso printing, and there's some back printing as well. Great looking figure. I love the head. And what's cool is because it's not a double-sided head, there is actually the other Death Star Trooper is actually different. He actually has a different type of head. And neither of them have double-sided heads. So I thought that was pretty interesting, actually, how LEGO included 2 different versions of the head instead of doing the same head for each one. And printing's the same on both. And again, I think their helmets are definitely really sweet. They're movable, so you can turn them. You know, if they want to do some stop motion or something, and be like, "Yo, stop." Anyhow, great figures. Very much excited that they finally made this. I know a lot of people are excited that they finally made these figures because they're very iconic from the Star Wars, especially seeing the Death Star scene in the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope. So it's really cool. Alright, so next is the Royal Guards. These guys are new versions. So what's new about them is they have dark red hands and sleeves, and the cape, one side is just plain old red, but the other side of the cape, this side right here, the inner cape, is actually printed dark red color. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like wondering, is this accurate? Actually is. If you look at the picture of the Royal Guard, they actually have darker red sleeves and a darker red cape on one side. Now there is, if we take this off, there is no printing on the head whatsoever. And there's also no printing on the back either, so there's only printing on this torso right here. And it is it's a different type of print than the last version of the Royal Guard, which we haven't actually had the Royal Guards in a long time in a set, so it's a new type of like light red print on there. So, yeah, those are the figures. I honestly think these are great figures. They're new versions. These are completely new figures. However, I think just for having these figures right here, this is not a great battle pack. Um, and I'll give my final opinions here in a second when after I get through this. But not a great figure choice for a battle pack, if you ask me. I'll explain in a minute. Anyhow, let's get to the. I guess you could say it's the cannon. It's like one of the cannons from the trench run from when the X-wings come down on the Death Star. So it's actually a very very cool looking cannon. You can actually use this for Clone Wars type stuff because it looks very cool. So I could definitely see some use. Though if you're gonna use it for Clone Wars, I suggest switching the red out with like blue or something. So you have a right here rotating chair, and then this can move like a good 50-degree angle. Maybe probably more, probably like more than 90. So anyhow, this right here, you can shoot one of the flick fire missiles. These two right here are they're just there for looks. So you can shoot this one like that. And yeah, so if we want to, we can take our Death Star Trooper and he can be firing the cannon. Something I don't like, again, 83 pieces. I think they maybe could have put in a control panel of some sort. I think that might have been nice, but it's okay that they didn't, though. It's a nice little cannon, and it's got some great detailing. Alright, so that's all the minifigures. So I have a problem with this set. This is great. This is to be honest, this is actually just kind of a one-time get thing. You really don't need to buy a whole bunch, maybe a 3, 4 at max. But you really don't need to buy a whole bunch of these battle packs. I think these figures would have been much better suited in a bigger, Star Wars set where these would be the figures would be more exclusive in a set that's bigger. And they could have used this extra battle pack space. Like they could have made another battle pack, maybe a clone battle pack or a droid battle pack or something better than this. If they really wanted, I think the figure choice, to be honest, I think if they would have, I love the Royal Guard and this guy, but I think if they would have maybe added a Stormtrooper and that guy, this would have been a much better battle pack because then Stormtroopers and Army Builder, you can get a lot of these guys, or maybe you can have a Stormtrooper and an Imperial Officer. I think that would have been another great choice, but for the fact that they just gave you 2 Royal Guards and 2 Death Star Troopers, it's not a great Army Builder set at all. It's just a 1-time, 2-time get set, because you're not going to want multiple of these guys, because you don't see multiples of them in the movies. So definitely not really a great choice, to be honest. Although, if we're not going off the figure choice, for the fact that it's a battle pack, I think this is a great set. Buy at least once, get these figures. They're great. I love them. I think LEGO did an amazing job, especially on the Death Star Troopers. The cannon's great. 83 pieces for $13. I'm not so sure about that. I think maybe they could have added a control panel for some extra little details. But that really doesn't matter. I think the figures are the big drive for this set anyways. But, for the fact that the figure choice is kind of lacking in Army Builder's favor, it's kind of where this set really falls. And I think it's kind of a bad choice of LEGO to do that. I think, again, just subtracting 2 of these extra figures and just adding 2 of these figures would have made this figure. I would have highly said yes, get multiples of this battle pack if they would have just done this figure choice. But because they didn't, and because you get 2 of each of these guys, it really limits the set to how many you can get. I mean, of course you can buy as many as you want, but you're not going to have too much use for multiples of these guys. That's the bottom line on what my opinion is on this. Overall, great new figures. I love this set. Definitely get at least one. Especially if you're a original Star Wars, trilogy fan. This is a great set for you. Alright, let's get on to the box. Box got a little crushed in the mail, but here it is. Now this is the box from Europe, so it's not going to have the piece count. If you're in the US and I think Canada as well, then you'll see the piece count number on the side. Here's the back, and yeah. Now guys, I didn't go too much in depth about my opinion on the new blaster. If you want, if you want to hear my full in-depth opinion on the blaster, you can actually check out either the Kashyyyk Trooper Battle Pack review or the Utapau Trooper Battle Pack review. I go pretty in depth in that on that. Alright guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Guys, I would really appreciate it if you just like down there, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more LEGO Star Wars reviews. I have a really great weekly series going on about building an entire mock of Kashyyyk. Mock stands for my own creation. Leave a comment what you guys think. What are your opinions? Do you think my figure choice is a much better choice than what LEGO did with multiple of these guys? You know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Share this video if you thought the review was pretty good. Share it with your friends. And I think that's about going to do it, guys. Definitely check out the rest of the 2014 Star Wars set reviews, because I have all 19 reviews coming to this channel if they're not already on it. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.